Section 2. Think about value creation. If you study the wealthiest people in the world, whether entrepreneurs, investors, or innovators, you'll discover one principle that repeats itself across time and industries. They all focus on value creation. The wealth you attract is directly tied to the problems you solve, the needs you meet, and the value you add to people's lives. Unfortunately, many people chase money instead of value. They think, if only I had more money, I'd be rich. But wealth is not created by desire. It is created by exchange. Money is simply a tool society uses to measure and transfer value. If you want to become rich, you must train your mind to ask, what value can I create? For whom? And how can I scale that value? This section explores how adopting a value creation mindset can transform your journey to financial freedom. 1. Understanding value in wealth. Creation. Value is simply something that benefits others. It could be a product, a service, a skill, an experience, or even knowledge. When you give something that improves someone's life, solves a problem, or makes a process easier, people are willing to exchange money for it. For example, a doctor creates value by improving people's health. A teacher creates value by transferring knowledge. A software developer creates value by building apps that simplify life. Entrepreneur creates value by identifying gaps in the market and filling them. The key is to remember, the size of your wealth will always mirror the size of the value you consistently provide. 2. Money follows value, not the other way around. Too often, people focus on, how do I make money? Instead of, how do I create value? The problem with chasing money directly is that money itself is neutral. It doesn't create more of itself unless it is tied to value. Let's compare two mindsets. Money mindset only. Someone takes shortcuts, scams, or focuses only on short-term gains. They may earn temporarily, but lose credibility, trust, and long-term wealth. Value mindset. Someone invests time in solving a real problem. Their reputation grows, customers return, and they build wealth that lasts. Think of companies like Apple, Amazon, or Tesla. They became giants not by chasing money, but by obsessing over creating products and services people deeply value. Money was simply the result. 3. Identifying needs and problems around you. The foundation of value creation is solving problems. Everywhere around you, there are needs waiting for solutions. The richest individuals in history noticed gaps and filled them. Ask yourself daily, what frustrates people in my community? What problems are people complaining about? What could be done faster, cheaper, or better? What resources do people lack that I could provide? For example, if transportation is unreliable in your area, creating a solution, like a taxi app or delivery service, adds value. If students struggle with math, tutoring services add value. If small businesses lack branding, offering design and digital marketing adds value. The greater the problem you solve, the greater the potential wealth you attract. 4. Small value versus scalable value. Not all value leads to riches. Some forms of value are small and limited to one-to-one interactions, while others can be scaled to impact thousands or millions. Small value. A barber cutting hair one person at a time. Scalable value. A barber who creates an online academy teaching haircutting techniques to thousands globally. If you want to become rich, think about scalability. How to multiply your value without multiplying your time. Digital tools, automation, online platforms, and delegation are ways to scale value creation. Chasti imho 5. The power of innovation. Wealth is rarely built by copying what everyone else is doing. True riches often come from innovation, finding new, better, or more efficient ways to create value. Examples: Netflix replaced DVD rentals with streaming. Uber turned private cars into taxis with an app. M-Pesa revolutionized mobile payments in Kenya. Innovation doesn't always mean inventing something new. Sometimes it means improving what already exists. Ask, can I make this faster? Can I make this cheaper? Can I make this easier to access? Mindset shifts for value creation. To think in terms of value, you need to shift your mindset in several ways. From employee thinking to entrepreneurial thinking. Employees ask, what salary will I earn? Entrepreneurs ask, what problem can I solve that people will pay for? From scarcity to abundance. Instead of fearing competition, realize there are endless problems to solve. From short-term to long-term. Building true wealth takes patience. Focus on consistent value creation rather than quick gains. Isara 7. Building skills that increase your value. Value is tied to skills. The more rare, relevant, and impactful your skills are, the more valuable you become. If you want to be rich, invest in learning skills that solve problems for people. Some high-value skills include coding and software development, digital marketing and content creation, graphic design and branding, public speaking and communication, leadership and management, financial literacy and investing. Remember, skills attract opportunities, and opportunities attract wealth. 8. Communicating your value. Creating value is not enough. You must also communicate it effectively. Many people fail to become rich not because they lack value, but because they don't know how to present it. Learn to brand yourself or your business. Use storytelling to show how your solution improves lives. Build trust through consistency and credibility. Leverage social media, websites, and networks to make your value visible. When people understand and believe in your value, they will willingly pay for it. Enspon Mod San. Examples of value creation, leading to wealth. Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX, solved transportation and energy problems with innovation. Oprah Winfrey created value through communication, empathy, and media influence. Aliko Dangote built wealth by producing and distributing essentials, cement, sugar, salt, in Africa. Strive Masiyiwa, Econet, brought affordable mobile communication to millions. Each of these examples proves the principle. Riches follow value creation. 10. Action steps. How to start creating value. List 5 problems in your community or industry. 2. Brainstorm 2-3 solutions for each problem. 3. Pick the solution you are most passionate about. 4. Research how others are solving it and find ways to improve. 5. Start small, but focus on consistency. 6. Look for ways to scale. Digital tools, teams, or wider markets. By Chase Evan. Final reflection. Becoming rich is not about chasing money. It is about becoming a person of value. The more people you serve, the more problems you solve, and the more impactful your solutions, the wealthier you will become. Remember this simple formula. Wealth equals value equal reach x consistency. If you train your mind to focus daily on value creation, riches will follow naturally.